She is sure. She is sure. She is strong. She is strong. She is true. She is true. She is brave. She is brave. She is bold. She is bold. She is you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Word of Mom Radio here on the Word of Mom Media Network. I'm your host, Dori DeCarlo, and you know we are here week after week, show after show, breaking those myths that mompreneurs and businesswomen, especially those of us building our businesses from home, that we're just dabbling in between bake sales and getting our nails done. We're not. We are smart, we are savvy, and we are sharing the wisdom of women in business and in life. And I'm looking forward to bringing today's guest into our business spotlight. Monica Kaufman, CFP, is a mom, entrepreneur, and financial planner with over 2 decades of experience and has dedicated her career to helping high-achieving women transform their relationship with money so they can step into true financial confidence and build a life that reflects their deepest values. Through her work at Harmony Wealth Academy, Monica supports women who are doing it all, leading in their careers, caring for their families, and still feeling financially stretched or uncertain. She also guides parents and their young children through the Launcher program, helping the next generation build a strong financial foundation from day one, breaking cycles of stress before they begin. So Monica's here with us today to share practical, empowering strategies for building wealth without burnout and how financial clarity can become one of the most powerful forms of self-trust and legacy building. I could keep going, but I can't wait to get Monica here. So with all that being said, Monica, welcome to Word of Mom Radio.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm thrilled to have you, and I would love for you to take us on your journey that has led you now to dealing with these high achieving women who are earning but still feel financially insecure.
Okay, so let's start off with a couple of things. I'm a little bit of a unicorn, been a financial advisor, and I understand that, and I like it, and there's a tremendous amount of power. But unfortunately, people don't know enough frequently in order to get to be in my chair and with me. And so what I've realized, I started off this world, economic research, hated it. Absolutely hated it. I wasn't dealing with anybody. I wasn't actually talking to anybody. I wasn't solving a problem that meant anything to a real human being. Okay, so that was the problem. I had my kids, and along the way, my husband wound up with a diagnosis of depression. Long story short, it's been a battle for 24 years. And it was there beforehand, but I didn't see it. But it taught me a lot about the power of your mind to shift. And he was introduced to something called cognitive behavioral therapy. What that really is taking ownership of your thoughts to shift how you feel and shift how you act. And it shows up in positive psychology and a lot of things that people are used to. So anyways, at one point, I wound up going into Merrill Lynch, went through their training program, did well in it, and realized something. I'm good at this, but there are so many people who don't know what they're doing. Along the way, I had an opportunity, just dealing with some family stuff, I stepped back and I had an opportunity to teach a course on what I call financial and economic education or reality. And it was in the middle school with my kids. And I saw that what the industry describes as 80% of the population not understanding the system was actually true. I saw kids who were just absolutely bewildered. I saw kids who didn't understand. And then you would talk to them and you would hear about their family's condition. And it became painfully clear what was going on in the culture. But it wasn't until the shutdown. I was at the financial planning division of Goldman Sachs, and I saw people with high educations, high incomes, getting in their own damn way. And then right at the shutdown, I had 42 appointments that first week of the shutdown, 44 appointments that second week of the shutdown. And I was dealing with people, most of them women, who literally, maybe they knew what they needed to do, but didn't have the support and structure to get it done. They just had let things go. And many of them just didn't know where to go to get real information. And I thought, okay, there has to be another way. And so that's when I started to put the idea together of using the cognitive approach that I learned because I watched my husband use it and thought, okay, I can combine the two and help people not only know what they need to do, but make the shift. So that's why I do what I do. I've just seen too many people get in their own way.
What are the hidden messages women receive about money and power that you feel kind of keep them from fully stepping into financial confidence?
Okay, so there's a couple of things. One, people feel like it's another language because on some levels it is, which is stupid. There's so much jargon. And when I've trained new advisors, I'm like, if you can't say it in real language that a regular person would use, you don't own it. So I don't want to hear jargon when you're explaining anything to anybody, okay? So that's number one. But the second thing is, so they think it's confusing and it's a language they don't know. And then the second thing is there's so many different messages that come across the culture. So for example, when somebody will say to me, hey, why don't you upgrade your purses? Don't you want to convey a message? And I look at them and I'm like, what message do you think I'm conveying if I spend $2,500 on a purse? I was in an organization, a charitable organization that does a lot of great work. And I was in there one day and I just remember sitting there and watching all the women. And there was this pile of Louis Vuitton bags on the floor. Most of them were fakes, but that's besides the point. And what it looked like to me was these women were carrying the Louis Vuitton bag or the fake because they wanted to project an image. And when you get to the point of financial confidence and financial independence, you're not looking for anybody else's approval. And I think women do that. It's like, I want to look people in the eyes and say, why do you care what anybody thinks? What does it matter to you? Live your life, be confident in yourself, understand this. You don't need their approval. And that's
I,
one of the messages.
I love that because I'm there with you on that. It's amazing to me. And very often women, let's face it, we dress for other women,
Right.
or women in business dress the way they think a man in business would dress if he were a woman.
Okay.
And then there are women like me who dress for me because, I'm comfortable with who I am. As
Right.
long as I'm happy, that's good. But it's hard because I think a lot of times women, it's it's socially acceptable for women not to be good in math and science in
Which
our
is
country,
ridiculous.
here in the
Which is
United
ridiculous.
States. Of course, it's ridiculous. And I think that that's probably why we need to heal and heal in that relationship with money. Because as women, I don't think that we're taught very often to be out there and not be afraid of succeeding, of investing in ourselves and everything else. And I know that you have your own way to heal our relationship with money. And I would love for you to share that and what it looks like.
Well, so let's start off with a little bit. We step back, and the researchers have talked about four different approaches to money that are common within the culture. So there's the fear of money. I don't believe it. I don't believe that I deserve it. I avoid it. I don't take care of it. And that's a question of, the messages people receive as children going into adulthood. Okay. Oh, well, only evil people or bad people or mean people have money. No, that's not true. You have to have money in order to give charity. You have to have money in order to have the time and space to help others. Okay, so there's a problem with that communication. That's a cultural thing that exists, and I've seen that. The second thing is, and sometimes, by the way, that issue comes from a spouse. You don't deserve it. You don't need it. That kind of thing. I have dealt with women who were trained by their fathers. Oh, no, no, no. The man pays. If you're in a situation and a man is there, the man pays. Really? Okay. It's not necessarily true. And in business, it's absolutely not necessarily true. So that's another issue. Then there's I'm going to worship it as a status symbol. It means that I'm special and I'm different and I'm better. And there are people who do that and who need that. Okay. And then there's a third, and they don't want to be around people that they think have less. That's an issue. A third one is people who think it's an expression of power. And for them, money is power. So they seek after it to use power, whether it's in their own family life, whether it's in their work life, their community, wherever. And then the final one is the people who are like, okay, it's a tool and I need to watch over it. I need to use it. And that's the healthy one. That's the one where you look at this and you have to look at, where did the message come from? Is it what I would call a cognitive distortion? Is it based on reality? Is it not? Okay. And then how do you shift your thoughts about money so that your feelings shift with it? And we walk people through that. That's a part of it. That's a subsection of our program. We use a behavioral change approach towards, or cognitive change approach towards feelings, and we work through it. We walk as to what risk is, and we work through it, and we build up. And it's a whole process using different approaches to actually get people to a better place about their money. At the same time as we work on the emotional pieces, we help people conquer the financial pieces and understand how they work. So most programs only do budget, and then they do debt snowball or debt. Great, understand. Debt is a tool that you can use. And like any other tool, you can use it to build something, or you can use it to hobble your ankles and not be able to walk for the rest of your life. Choose. But you learn how to use it. And then if you leave the fears behind and you manage the emotions, you can start making good decisions.
In looking at that, the cognitive aspect of it, what kind of tools do you use to support that financial decision making? And how do you help women get unstuck?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And thank you for asking it. The way I look at this is we take people through a 7-part step where we walk through, first of all, what is a wealth mindset? So looking at the research of people who have been financially successful, and most of them did not inherit the money. There's an old joke, old money is money that survives intact past the 3rd generation, because the 1st generation tends to make it, 2nd generation tends to spend about 70% of it. 3rd generation is lucky to have anything at the end of middle age. All right. So the question is, having studied that, they know what are aspects of a wealth mindset, and it starts with seeing it as a tool, mastering it, understanding and building out their team, and understanding they're the CEO. No one should care more about your financial condition than you. Period. The end. And when I say that to people, they look at me like I'm from another planet. They're like, "You're going to protect me?" No, I am a member of your team. I'm going to work with you. Okay. And if I don't meet your expectations, you need to fire me. You may love me personally, but that's irrelevant. Your money is your money. It's a tool. It's a tool that you use to provide for yourself and for your family and the things and people you care about. Period. Okay. And once you start understanding it as a tool to build your life, and then you understand that your decision-making process is based on what's going on inside of you. When I look at people and I say, when I see what's going on with your money, I can understand what's going on inside of you. You're broadcasting it out. So that's part of it. And that scares people sometimes. It's like, look, I'm not judging you, because we all come from things in the past. My mother grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. Her parents, she was born in 1938. She was hit badly by, her parents were hit badly by the Great Depression. There wasn't enough money for food in the house, so her brother got more food than she did, and it was divided up in the kitchen, and she was given her plate. She got her first job between 2nd and 3rd grade. Yeah, she has trauma from her past. And for her, to raise us, she was in a good place basically until my parents got divorced. And that's when all of her fears and all of her anxieties came crashing down. So a lot of her perceptions of money, I'll give you an example. Whenever I do something new, up until recently, I always wanted to have a new pair of shoes, a new outfit. And I stopped and I realized that came from the programming from my mother, because my mother paid for her own school clothes and shoes and things through her work starting between 2nd and 3rd grade. Okay. And that's a programming issue. Do I have to be like that? No, I'm not in the same place that my mother was in. And so you have to look at that. And once you become aware of it, it's a lot easier to start working through it. So it's an awareness issue. It's a training issue. We walk people through the steps. Let me give you an example. Have you ever used affirmations?
Yes.
Okay. Have they worked for you?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me one of your affirmations.
one of my affirmations is that I am receptive to success and to growth, and that I'm not going to stand in my own way of my success.
Okay. So when we talk about affirmations, especially on the financial side, we start small. Okay. So we'll look at things that people say and believe about money, and then we'll try to help them write new affirmations that reflect the values. So we've got to bridge the gap. So here's where you are. Here's where you need to go. Let's bridge the gap. That's the opportunity. So we'll help craft that, but you have to use it in a way that A, doesn't leave room for your mind taking the least common denominator. So what does that mean? For people who are vulnerable, especially, and they're really starting off down a new path, when it comes to building out money, income is not wealth, by the way, just so that we're clear. And that's something people need to understand. Income is not wealth. Wealth pays you. Income is something you earn. So you have to be able to take that income and transition it into building wealth and learning how to manage the wealth so that you can actually have it for when you want it. But having said that, I will walk people through this process of writing affirmations. As they write it, they need to understand something. Your brain exists not to make you happy, but to keep you alive. So it's not going to allow you to lie to yourself. So what happens with a lot of people when they write a very strong affirmation, it comes out and it sounds to their brain like they're yelling at themselves. It brings out imposter syndrome. It brings out the negativity. How do you get around that? Look at them and say, okay, an affirmation, you're looking at it from the first person. And you're right, that is the preferred way to do it. But in your case, and sometimes I have to do this with myself because I have imposter syndrome sometimes too, I will turn around and I'll have to do it in the second person. I will say to myself, I talk to myself the way I would talk to anybody that I care about and whom I want to succeed. So what does that mean with the affirmation? Instead of saying it in the first person, I'll say it in the second person as if I'm coaching them. So I'll look and say, Dori, you know you can succeed and you deserve the success. So don't let anything get in the way. And it's a very different tone when you do it like that, because I would never talk to anybody else the way I sometimes talk to myself. I don't know about you, but sometimes we are our own worst critics. How do you bypass that? How do you stop the affirmation from, undermining you? How do you stop the programming, that negative voice, and make the affirmation work? One of the other things that I do with people, and it's really my favorite thing to do, is help them craft the future self vision, where they imagine themselves where they want to be and doing the different things they need to do and living the values they need to live in order to get there. And I want them to use every sense that they have. I want them in that future self vision to describe who else is there, where they are, anything they can see, feel, touch, or smell. Okay. And I want them to describe that out. Once they have a very positive future self vision that reflects where they're going and what they need to do to get there, I turn around and say, okay, you've got it. I need you to read it. You have to write it out by hand. I need you to then read it and speak it into your phone, record it. And then every night before you go to bed, I need you to play it. And then every morning when you get up, I need you to play it. Why? Because what I'm looking to do is to program your mind to get you there and to use the imagination as a tool to get you there. And that is the type of thing that you do that on a consistent basis. You start aligning your subconscious to align your actions to get there. I want to use the power of the mind to actually work in people's favor.
I love that. I really do. And it's funny because affirmations for me, I do them, I don't, I do them, I don't. I go back and forth, I go back and forth. But with everything going on right now, and as life is expanding for me, I just feel that, it's like, look, I'm going to attract this. I'm just opening myself up to be able to attract what I want, as opposed to
Absolutely.
what other people keep telling me I need, you know?
Well,
So
and that's the other piece of this, okay? One of the things that the truly successful do is they recognize people don't have to have the same success in an absolute sense, but in their own world, they have to be pursuing excellence and success,
mhm.
okay? And that could be very different depending on what that is. But when they're as committed to excellence and success as you are, they are not threatened by your success. They're not going to undermine your success. If you find that somebody is sending you that message of you can't or you shouldn't, that's when you create a little bit of distance. Not everybody's on your team.
Mhm.
Just because they're there doesn't mean they want to see you succeed.
Well, let's face it, for some people, your success
It's a
points
threat.
out their failure in their
Correct.
eyes. That
Correct.
and different people have different measures of success. For some people, it is money and stature and things like that. Everybody has their own scale. I'm going to shift this because you talked about it a little bit earlier. You had depression and things like that, so you had health challenges.
Well, time out.
And
I've had
and
to
the
live
med
with it. It
right,
was
you
not
had
mine. It
no, no,
was
no,
not
no,
mine.
no. No, I understand that. But
Right.
in living with that, as in a relationship and in a family, and building a career on all of this, how has that shaped your resilience?
Okay, so
And
there's something called adversity quotient. All right.
mm,
Resilience is not the goal. People talk about it. And I would say to people, and this is part of the training, resilience is not the end all be all goal. It's 1 out of 4. We talk about grit. Have you heard of that?
it's an anachronism, but I don't remember
Yep.
what it is.
Okay. So gratitude, resilience, instincts, and tenacity, 4 things. Okay. So the gratitude is the ultimate biohack. If you can flip the switch and be grateful, what happens inside of your mind is that those positive chemicals, neurochemicals go off, and believe it or not, you become capable of doing more. So gratitude is something we have to focus on. If we want to succeed, we have to start there. The second thing is resilience. Now, resilience is a weird one. How do you define it?
Me?
Yeah,
Well, to me, resilience is being able to stand at the end of the day, no matter what life throws at you.
right.
Because, life, it's so funny when people say, oh, heaven or hell. It's like, to me, when you die, everybody's going to heaven because this is hell. What could be worse than what you have to deal with every single day and all of the outside influences that
Okay.
are hurling stuff at you?
Right. So resilience is the old Miyagi thing from Karate Kid. Get knocked down 6 times, get up 7. Okay. However, if you really truly want to work towards that sense of the instincts and the tenacity and having the resilience, I want people to be able to say, okay, when there's difficulty, I'm able to absorb it to make me stronger so that I move forward. Resilience, just alone, you're standing still. When you move forward and you move towards anti-fragility, you can move forward regardless. So think of the metaphor of steel. Steel is only forged in fire. To get stronger, you're going to have to move forward, not just get back up. I want people to get back up. I absolutely do. But I also want people to know that no matter what comes at them, they can handle it and they're getting stronger each and every day. And those things are built over time. It's funny, like, I don't mean to get pedantic. What's confidence? What do you believe confidence is?
Confidence is not waiting for somebody else's approval. As
Okay,
long as
that's part of it.
if I'm confident in what I'm doing, that comes from me. It's not somebody else telling me I'm doing a good job. It's lovely to hear, but I have to believe in what I'm doing in order to
Exactly.
go forward.
Exactly. The way I look at confidence is it's the proof that your subconscious accepts. Your subconscious will not let you lie to yourself because it threatens your survival. So if your subconscious accepts that no matter what happens, you can handle it, that's confidence. You're not looking for external sources. You don't need them. They're nice to have, they're great to have around, but that's not what drives you forward. And what I want people to have is the confidence that they can handle whatever happens in their financial life because they have the skills, they have the instincts, because they develop the skills, and they look at the people around them and they can make those judgments. And even if something is technically wrong, they can make it right. They can move forward. They don't lose. Okay. I either win or I learn and I play again until I win.
That's one of my I have that up. I wrote it, I calligraphy it for friends of mine. We
I love
don't
it.
win or lose, we win or we learn.
Right,
And
exactly.
and even mistakes, it still means you're moving. You're
Right,
moving forward, you
right.
know?
But it's also one of those things where you look at this and you say to yourself, "Hey, I'm moving forward. I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm going to make sure that I have what I need to have." So it's okay. There's no The people who are financially successful are the ones who have overcome their fear of failure. If I fail, I get up, I learn, I move on.
I share a graphic that I created it because I saw it somewhere. And no matter how difficult it is, when you feel I just can't do it anymore, I can't go on, just remember you're 100% at getting through every single storm you've ever faced.
Yeah, that's one thing. And the other piece is I do believe that things get tougher the closer you get to a breakthrough. Okay.
Yep.
So psychologically, they describe the behaviorists say that change happens beneath the surface. You can't see it. Okay. You see the consistent effort, it gets exhausting, it gets tiring, you don't want to do it. But that consistency is what allows for things to shift underneath and you rise up. And you don't see it until you actually have a point where you can break through and see that measuring. So for me, having gone through everything that I went through, my husband went through, my family went through, it shaped my perspective. And it shaped one, my respect for people who battle this because it's a disease just like anything else. But more importantly, it also shaped my appreciation for the fact that you have tools. You don't have to stay stuck. You find the tools and you find the way to learn to be able to maneuver. So part of what makes our program different is that we take that science-based approach to changing the mindset, to use that jargon word I hate, okay? That frame of reference through which we make judgments and make decisions. I We use that science approach to support people while they make the change. There are people that can learn about a financial topic and pick up financial literacy and implement without support. There are people like that. But there are a lot of the rest of us who may know what we need to do and aren't going to make changes until we either A, hit rock bottom, which is unpleasant, I wish that on no one, or B, have the support we need to get it done. And that support can't just be on a one-time shot. It's not a one-time event. It happens over time. The mindset shift happens over time. The knowledge only makes sense as you repeat it over time. You may have those breakthrough moments, but you're not going to have all of them all at once. And I can promise you, for most people, it's not going to be because they listened to a podcast or because they read it in a book. It's going to be living it. So that's what the program is. That's why we're different. We provide that support. For me, that is what I love to do. I want to put the power of the financial system back in your hands and back in the hands of any woman who is listening to this. I want them to be in control.
What's the first steps
Okay,
that a
so
woman can take?
the first step that you can take is to go from chaos to clarity. Okay, that hard moment, where are you? So you can do one of the things you can do is you can literally look. Most bank accounts have this as an option where they will say, if you flip a switch, you can see by category where your money is going. So look at the categories before you flip the switch and then say, well, let me do a guess. I don't want you to look at the numbers. I want you to actually do a guess and say, I think X amount's going here and X amount's going here by concept, by category. Starbucks is a restaurant, okay? Wherever it is that you spend money, have that listed out, flip the switch, and then tell me how accurate you were. Are there things that you can change so that you have more cash flow at the end of the day for goals? That's the first thing you can do. And then on the clarity piece, I also want you to look and say, okay, how debt is a little bit difficult. You can do that and look at where is your debt. Look at your credit and then say, where's my debt? What am I spending on interest? Okay. Once you get that, and sometimes the institutions will have that available to you so you can see that clearly. That's usually a clarity moment and a rock bottom. There's another thing you can do as a mom. Stop and think. Okay, especially if you have young kids. If something happened to you or something happened to the kids and you were out of town. I had this situation. My husband was sick. I had to, help him out. He was not local. I had to deal with something that was out of town. And I had to arrange for people to be able to pick my kids up from school and take care of them after school until I got home. And that was a process that made me stop and think about all the documents I needed and didn't have. So instead of thinking about the will and getting freaked out about death, because I understand we all get freaked out, it's not a pleasant topic, think about here and now. I have had people in their 20s or 30s, young adults, die on me. Okay. I've also had people have to go on disability through their employer. So if you needed to work to pay for bills and to have a roof over your head and you work for somebody else, does your employer offer disability insurance? And if the answer is yes, usually it's super cheap because it's in a group, it's a group policy. Have you signed up for it? If you haven't, and it's open enrollment, sign up for it. If it's not open enrollment, put something down on your calendar to remind you 2 weeks before open enrollment that you need to sit down, schedule a time, and get that done. Okay, there are all sorts of little things you can do along the way, and you can do them right here and right now just to get some clarity as to the chaos. Where am I vulnerable? And what are the tools available to me that are affordable and easy? For example, simple one, medical power of attorney. Who do you want making decisions? One of the things that I said to people during the pandemic was contact the local hospital, because most of them in their hospital chaplain's office will have a standard medical power of attorney. Get a copy of that sent to you via email, fill it out, meet with one of the chaplains and get it notarized. They're usually notaries. Or that you schedule an appointment at your bank, there's a notary there, it's usually free. Okay, get that taken care of. That's a first step, and it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money.
What a way to wrap up a conversation.
Sorry. I mean,
no. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. That's life and death. That's a really intelligent thing to have happen. So, I mean, have in place. As we are wrapping up, Monica, what do you want to leave our listeners with, and how may they reach out to you?
so a couple of things. I want you to know that you can do this and that it is if you want to be free, if you believe spiritually you were created to be free and that you want to be free, you cannot be free unless you master your money. Okay, so that's part one. And it can be done regardless of where you are in the income scale. You can learn to do this. I've seen it. I've seen people with lower level incomes do it and achieve what they've wanted to achieve. So that's number one. The number two thing that I want to say to them is there is no reason for fear. You can master this. This is not outside of the realm of learning. And if you want the support and you want to be part of my community, my program, I have different challenges that'll be coming up. We have our programs that are available. I will offer to anybody who mentions this podcast a significant discount. I'll make sure that there's a link that you can have. My email is always available to you. It's Kaufman, Kaufman at harmonyam.com. I'm always available to you. And I'll also have a link where you can have a complimentary 30-minute introduction. And if you want to have a discussion where you want to talk about your situation, I'm happy to do it. The Academy is not about selling product. We're not coming in here to push that on you. It's a break from being sold products so that you can learn what you need to learn and make decisions from a position of strength.
All of Monica's links are going to be live on wordofmomradio.com. Please take advantage of having an opportunity to just have a conversation with Monica about where you are and where you should be going. I'm sure that you are going to feel much more confident afterwards in knowing that you can do this. You can. And when somebody tells you that you can't, take all those negative things, just crush those things up. That's part of the stones that you're walking through on this journey. You can do this. Remember that. We don't win or lose, we win or we learn. So, Monica, thank you so much for taking the time to share your journey with us here on Word of Mom Radio.
Thank you so much for having me. And I wish you and every one of your listeners the very best of success and happiness. Go for it.
Thank you so much. And to all of you tuning in, thanks so much for being here. We're going to close out with our fabulous theme song from Smith Sisters and the Sunday Drivers. So till next time, this is Dori DeCarlo saying go out and create a marvelous you. Bye for now.
She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. Sure of herself, yeah, she takes care of biz, powerful and strong, yeah, she knows who she is, has integrity, woman strong and true. You know her by name, see this woman is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. Adds value and hope, has proved to be brave. See, it's never too late, never time to behave. Reaching for dreams, doesn't matter the age. Believes in herself, unleashed from her cage. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. She is sure, she is sure,